for fuck's sakes. You got buck 26 left. I can't wait to call Sage for that. That's actually a fucking. You could be charged for that statement. Oh, okay. Yeah. Get me to speak within 2 minutes. Drawing me off sides, I see. You know what? I had everything sports related ready to go, and now we've got a bit of a detour that we got to have to take on the thundercloud here. I quote, and I'm going to quote everything so that I'm not being a bad guy. The Platinum Wrench says, "I'm going to take you down by the lake. Nothing bad will happen, I promise. I just have a gun for protection is all." All right. So this is what I deal with every time I come on here to entertain you guys. I've got a lot of hostile viewers that are literally threatening to take me and make me live in a van down by the river. Is what I'm hearing, and I don't want to live in a van down by the river. Is all I'm saying. This is not fibs. This is not AI nonsense. I don't believe AI over you hacked you. It could be possible, though, because Google would have that authority. Is your wrench hacked? I need to know it. Because if your wrench is hacked, I need to take it away from you. And we got, come on, this is Papa Burger. You got to believe me. That's what AI overview would want me to think. They would want to throw in a Will Ferrell quote to soften the blow. I think, Sage, that you've been brainwashed by AI overview, and I don't think we can continue having you here as a guest with a wrench. I think there's too much at stake here, man. I feel like, it's not on you. It's not on you. I get you threatened me, but you weren't the one threatening me. I understand this thing 110%, but you're scaring me a little bit. You're startling me just a little bit. Anyways, let's get to our fucking news. I'm gonna have a drink of some James Ready Dry Ice, and this is good. This is Maritimes. This is made in Moncton, New Brunswick. If you haven't had it yet, this is 6.0%. This is a beautiful beer here. Unofficial sponsor of the Thundercloud and Indie Game Cloud. We love James Ready Dry Ice. Buy yourself fucking 15 of them today. Alright, let's get to it here. Sage has a comment. I would... No. Then this one, I mean, you do have many leather-bound books in your house, so I'm starting to believe you. Or is that the AI seeping in? I don't know. I don't know. We're actually going to kick off things tonight with a little bit of baseball news. Devin Williams, formerly of the New York Yankees for this past season, has agreed to terms with the New York Mets on a 3-year, $51 million contract. I believe, before reading the end of the sentence here, that means that Edwin Diaz will be gone, probably going to be a Blue Jay. That's just my reports. That's just my reports here. Anyways, I'm just trying to see here. He had a rough year last year. I mean, he had a fucking 5 ERA in 62 innings. Before that, though, I mean, this guy was, I think, sub 2 ERA many years. So I like the deal in a way. I mean, who cares? If he doesn't pan your fucking team, your team owner's got like, what, $21, $22 billion net worth? Who gives a shit? Just go spend the money elsewhere. But to me, it does actually suggest that he is going to be the closer. And I don't think Edwin Diaz is coming back, because I think Edwin Diaz, he's probably going to fetch, 5 years, 85 to 100, somewhere in there. I don't really think that that's going to be... They're not going to sign like 2 relievers for $130 million over 4 years. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. These guys are complete idiots in New York, however you slice the pie. Let's get to football, and we're getting to football by everything that was after the Packers Day, after Thanksgiving Thursday. I think, did we go over, Sage, tell me, did we go over the Bears? Did we go over the Chicago Bears and the Philadelphia Eagles? I think we might have. Oh, we went over the Bears. Okay, I wasn't sure that we did. Okay, so let's get rid of that fucking thing there. And then there's not really a whole lot for us to go over, honestly. I did Thursday Night Football and Friday on Friday. You know, we're getting a little bit more efficient. If there was more going on in baseball, I'd definitely be here. But in terms of the Blue Jays, all I'm hearing about is a potential Pete Fairbanks signing. Pete Fairbanks, to me, I love Pete Fairbanks in one respect, and I hate him in many other respects. So let's give you the breakdown on the rumor that is Pete Fairbanks, because I feel like it's Pete Fairbanks and or Edwin Diaz. Pete Fairbanks, I mean, this guy's a stud, but he never stays healthy. That's my problem with him. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else, but I don't know. He seems to get injured every year. 45 innings, 45, 60, 24, 42. Just doesn't seem like he's super durable. He kind of looks like a goddamn fucking gremlin if you look at his picture there. I like him. I mean, I would certainly like him. Extremely good pitcher, but I don't know, man. Stay healthy. Stay healthy. We don't need guys that are going to fucking miss an entire year on a roster. But yeah, so it's Pete Fairbanks or Edwin Diaz for the Jays, in my opinion. And there's also a lot of other options. I really do like, as a secondary option, Gregory Soto. I've already said this, though. So that's why we're not streaming every day. We're not going to say the same thing over and over. The only thing, Sage, if you check your Twitter, you'll see that I'm cheering for something. I'm cheering for something that Ben Verlander posted. Ben Verlander is predicting the Jays to sign both Kyle Tucker and Bo Bichette. Not likely to happen, but that's the only thing I'm cheering for right now is for Ben Verlander to be right. Let's get to football, though. There's enough talk about Ben fucking Verlander. Tonight's game was shitty. Sage says Ben is a wise man. If Ben is a wise man, then these 2 signings happen. And if these 2 signings happen, I will give $100 to whoever is watching the stream tonight. $125, I promise you. If you're watching the stream tonight live and you leave a comment and the Blue Jays end up signing Bo Bichette and Kyle Tucker, you will get $125 each. That's all I'm going to fucking say. And I mean what I'm saying right now. Clipped. So we've got two people that potentially could make it. I don't think I could put my name in there. Probably get too weird. But you know what I'm saying. I promise you, I'll do an e-transfer. If that happens, that's the price I'm willing to pay for the Blue Jays there. Tonight's game was terrible. I mean, I lost interest after 17-0. And then, yeah, they scored a touchdown. It was a nice pass to Darius Slayton. But it couldn't keep my attention. After that, I had to get a fire going. I spent a good 45, 50 minutes getting that fucking fire going. New England wins 33-15. Still the supreme champs and the goddamn fucking AFC. I would love to see what they do in the playoffs. Probably not going to be the same. I know that Mike Vrabel, very, very, he just wants to get rid of that mustache that he had tonight. So we'll expect a different looking Mike Vrabel next week. But 11-2 New England Patriots over the 2-11 New England Giants, or New York Giants. I mean, Drake May was good, 2 touchdowns. I mean, but who really gives a shit? This game fucking sucked, so I'm not going into it any further. Sage has clipped it, and let's hope that like 600 new people don't waltz in, and then this happens. Could you imagine? It's like the one night we get foot traffic is the one night I gotta pay 125 times 600. That would not be good. I would not like that whatsoever. I would actually probably kill Bo Bichette and Kyle Tucker if that were to happen. That's all I'm gonna say. A lot of money online. So, I mean, for those of you out there, watch tomorrow. Don't watch tonight. But let's get to it. So, I mean, San Francisco beat the Cleveland Browns. They're now 9-4. Beat them 26-8. Shedeur Sanders, touchdown, no interceptions. Brock Purdy, a touchdown, no interceptions. Shedeur Sanders technically outperformed him by 10 points, but San Francisco won. So who gives a shit? Like, I'm not gonna spend too much time on these games, man. Like, for example, what do I have to dissect in Jacksonville beating the Tennessee Titans 25-3? Tennessee is now 1-11. Jacksonville's 8-4. Now, I will say, this division, with the exception of Tennessee, is intriguing to me a little bit. I mean, you've got, I think, Jacksonville, is the leader, or Indy and Jacksonville are tied. Then you've got Houston, I think, 7-6, going up against KC next week, I think on Monday or Sunday Night Football. So this division's, showing that there's a bit of toughness in there, but there ain't no toughness in Cam Ward. There ain't no toughness in Tennessee. 1-11, they're garbage. Trevor Lawrence made them his bitch. 2 touchdowns, 111 rating. That's all there is about that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sage. I'd be talking a lot more. Oh my god. Give me a second. I'd be talking a lot more shit if it was not for the goddamn black lung that I have here. Anyways, I was wrong. Houston, 7-5. They beat the Colts 20-16. I believe I picked this. Did I not, Sage? Last Wednesday or Thursday or whatever it was. I think I predicted. I said I felt like the Texans were going to win. I could be wrong, but I really thought that they would. I say a lot of things that are right. Sage, you know what? This is why I go black sometimes. Like, I black out things that I've been saying. I've been doing extremely well with, like, cover the spread lately and some of my predictions. This week I would have made a lot of money, man. I would have made a lot of money. I can promise you that. But I don't like betting on football or sports because it kind of takes the enjoyment out of it a little bit. Albeit, I didn't get to watch a lot of football. My TV is not up yet. Next week, hopefully, the TV is up and I can actually watch some shit other than on a goddamn fucking phone or Dan's fucking room, etc., etc. But here's what's interesting. The Colts, when Jonathan Taylor does not score a touchdown, I believe they've lost every game. They've lost 3 or 4 games. Do you think, okay, let me just say, yeah, Houston won 20-16. C.J. Stroud wasn't that good. Daniel Jones is better than C.J. Stroud with 2 touchdowns thrown. You got 7-5 Texans, and you got an 8-4 Indianapolis. But I feel like if Jonathan Taylor gets stopped, then this team in the playoffs is not going to be very good. That's how I feel. I know they've got some good targets, like they got some good receivers. They've obviously got a good tight end. I don't know who their backup running backs are. I don't think they're very good. I just don't trust Indianapolis. I think if they win the division, they are going to be one of those teams that goes out first round. I agree. I will say what Sage is saying. And Sage says, I think the Colts overachieved massively early on, honestly. And they also had one of the easier strength of schedules early in the season. I don't think they're that good, is what Sage goes on to say. I agree. I think they've got some good. They're not a bad team, right? Like I don't think that they're a bad team at all. I think they got a pretty good offensive line, some good pieces on defense. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor's playing through his skull. And, they've got some good receiving weapons. But I agree with you. I just feel like they're one of those teams, if they win the division, they're going to be eliminated in the first round. Yeah, like the strength of schedule does matter. So, okay, and Houston, I don't know what to say, Sage. I'm going to ask you a question. Is C.J. Stroud that good of a quarterback? Because he wasn't really good this week in terms of rating. Is he that good? So they lost to the Steelers, Chiefs, and Rams, is what Sage is saying about Indianapolis. Yeah. I agree he has declined as well. And he has declined hugely. And I thought Mills was almost better for this offense. And I don't know what causes it or anything like that because I don't know. Remember when Bobby Slowick was supposed to be like the next big coach or that sort of thing? Did that stunt his development? But I know that in year 1, as per PFF, he was getting lucky. Like, he should have thrown like 13 interceptions instead of like the 2 that he threw. So, I think that Houston, they don't have a great running back. They don't have a great passer. They've got some good targets at receiver. And they've got, probably, in my defense, the best defense in fucking football. In my opinion. This team should be fucking hand gliding into the playoffs. Instead, I don't know what they're going to do next week against Kansas City, but they should be hand gliding, honestly. Next game we got here actually became very interesting. This was had this on Red Zone, I think, on Sunday, and it was actually interesting at the end of the game. New Orleans Saints on the road against Miami Dolphins. Obviously, the Dolphins won 21-17, improving to 5-7. Saints falling to 2-10. But what was interesting was there was an onside kick that was done at the end of the game, and I think they kept the call. And it looked like it might have been, microfraction short, that sort of thing. But, I mean, who cares? It's the Dolphins and the fucking New Orleans Saints. These teams both fucking suck. That's all the coverage you get on my fucking channel. Bye. And this is one. This came down to the nitty gritty for me. I remember I did say the Jets will win and they'll cover -2.5. I do remember saying that against Atlanta. They ended up winning 27-24 right at the end of the fucking ball game. They did what they needed to do. Kirk Cousins was pretty good, 95 rating. Tyrod Taylor, 82 rating. I mean, the Falcons are 4-8. The Jets are 3-9. So a little bit of excitement. I'm sure Sage loves seeing the Jets win that game because in the Jets winning, the only team that seems close to Tennessee right now is the New Orleans Saints, who I think are 2-10. So I think that you guys are going to get number 1 overall pick this year. Now, does anyone believe that any of these quarterbacks are any good in this draft? That's my question. Well, you need to hope for that. You think the teams like the Jets will call? You know, I can't wait for the offseason, Sage, because I think this will be a real fun offseason for you with the Tennessee Titans picking first overall. Teams like the Jets that need a quarterback. Do the Saints need a quarterback? Do they trust Tyler Shuck? I don't know. I don't know about the Saints. Who else do you have up in there in the top few, though? You'd probably have a couple other teams, I would assume. But definitely the Jets need a quarterback. Justin Fields is who we thought he was. But is Archie Manning any good? Isn't he one of the ones that people think is going to be good? Or is he just all hype because he comes from a fucking posh family? Oh, he's the draft after. Okay. Who the fuck is in this draft? You know, a couple drafts ago, I knew the Jaden Daniels, Drake May draft, and Drake May definitely does look like the best one. You can't always draft for, is this motherfucker going to be good right away? You draft for, is this motherfucker going to be a goddamn fucking beast? And Drake May does look like a beast. And I do like watching Drake May play. Now, this is a game. Fernando Mendoza from Indianapolis is the projected best quarterback. I'm going to say strikes 2 and 3 right there. Fernando Mendoza is your top quarterback? I'm sorry. With a name like that, it sounds more like a baseball name. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it at all. Sorry. Now, I said that this could happen. I did predict that the Rams, I think, would win the game and that Carolina would cover. But Carolina ended up beating the Rams 31-28. They improved the record to 7-6, making me feel a lot better about the Packers' loss to them prior to leaving for Ontario there. The Rams are 9-3. They did us a big favor there. Because now the Packers can easily move to number 1. Matt Stafford, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Puka Nacua had a hell of a catch. One for the fucking Guinness books, in my opinion. But fucking Bryce Young, man. 15 for 20. He's Swiss cheese. He's got 10.3 average. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 147 rating. What? Huh? Bryce Young fucking played his goddamn fucking heart out. Let me just read the comment here. There's a linebacker who's an absolute freak of nature. I would be happy taking number 1. Fills a big need. Now, are you talking an edge rushing linebacker? Because I don't think you'd be talking a middle linebacker. You wouldn't be taking a middle linebacker number 1, in my opinion, unless there was some sort of steroids being injected into his system. I don't know. This pick here I got right. I said Tampa would win and Arizona would keep it close. Arizona has been eliminated from the fucking playoffs, but they kept it within 3 points. Tampa won 20-17. Arizona's now 3-9, and Tampa is 7-5. So I got that one right. This one here, I was really hoping that Minnesota could keep this game a little closer. Got their asses kicked 26-0. Sam Darnold didn't even throw a fucking touchdown. Had a 67 rating, and they beat the shit out of them. Max Brosmer, undrafted free agent, threw 4 fucking interceptions, no touchdowns. That's potentially the last time you're ever going to see him in the NFL. Okay, yeah, he must be an outside or a guy that can do a bit of pass rush. Yeah, defensive end, outside linebacker, that sort of thing. And Ohio State is an easy program to project. You know what I mean? They're a very easy program to project because they come from a pro-style defense. I don't know. Some of these games we're going over. Keep talking, Sage. I'll go over the games while you're leaving some comments there. Chargers 8-4 beat the Las Vegas Raiders 2-10. Okay, the Raiders are a team that needs a quarterback. But are they going to move up if they know Tennessee's not going to take one? Or are they going to move up because they think the Jets are going to move in front of them? Like, there needs to be a horse in the fight here that they really want in order for that trade to happen, in my opinion. Geno Smith was actually 18 for 23, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Still, even with the 107 rating, got his ass kicked by fucking 17 points. Justin Herbert, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. 108.5 rating, wheeled off the fucking win there. Mendoza has 2,800 yards, 32 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So you're thinking that Mendoza has stepped across the Mendoza line, sorry for the pun, but you think he's so much better than the one below him that people are actually going to want to trade up. 6'5", 225, good size. Can he run? Can this motherfucker run as well? And this was a disappointing game for me. I did watch Buffalo and Pittsburgh play each other, and Buffalo won 26-7. Was not a competitive game at all. Buffalo goes to 8-4. Pittsburgh goes to 6-6. Pittsburgh now has to beat Baltimore this week in order to keep their playoff hopes alive. Aaron Rodgers wasn't good. Receivers weren't good. Running game wasn't good. Play calling wasn't good. I'm starting to think that Arthur Smith is a piece of shit. See what Sage is saying here. Oh, so he can rush. So he's got 243 rush yards, 6 touchdowns. He must have pretty good legs. I agree. He must have pretty good legs. And you know what, Sage, I don't know if you had a chance last night to watch this game. It was Denver on the road against Washington. And, you know, I'm going to say this was a fun game to watch. I don't really care about the stats or anything like that. But obviously you got Washington, who's 3-9, hosting. You know, Denver, who's now 10-2. This went to overtime. They ended up trying to go for 2 to win the game. I hate when they kind of do that bullshit. I think they should have just took the tie, but I get when you're fucking 3-8 at the time why you would do it. It was a fun game to watch, man. That's all I gotta say. The next 2 quarterbacks are Ty Simpson from Alabama, 3,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 4 picks. Dante Moore from Oregon, 2,700 yards, 24-6. Now, which one, though, profiles as the better offensive player? Because the thing is I'd probably take the kid from Oregon. If I'm drafting, I'd probably take the kid from Oregon. Honestly. But yeah, Denver did end up winning based on, they went for 2 points. Couldn't get it over Nick Benito's head. He swatted it down. Should have put a bit more loft on it. Doesn't matter, Marcus Mariota. You've never been good. But, it was a great game to watch, 27-26. I think I'd go with the guy. I'm going with the guy from Oregon, man. That's all I got to say. I feel like they're like one of those teams right now that's really developing prospects. I don't know who has come from Ohio State as a quarterback that's been very good. That might be a stupid question. And then my next question is, from Alabama, who's ever been a successful quarterback? You're going to have to do a bit more research, I think. Because I think we're going to need to break this down. But the good news is we got, 6, 7, 8, 9 months to break this shit down or whatever. We've got at least 5 months, I think. So we'll be able to break this down. We'll be able to figure this out. And I hopefully, for Tennessee's sake, get some more draft capital. Now, in terms of what's bad, Devontae Wyatt, defensive tackle for the Packers, is out for the rest of the year. Leg injury. I think it was maybe his ankle. I'm not sure. But we do need to look for Marshawn Lloyd, Jaden Reed, Nate Hobbs, and a couple other guys, actually, to come back soon. But it is a big blow for the Packers to have Devontae Wyatt go out. Sucks, but just keep on winning, baby. Got to win this next one against the Bears to get in the first place. That, I think, puts us in first place in the NFC. Doesn't matter. Not a big deal. Alabama is not really a quarterback factory. I agree. You got Tua, Hurts, Bryce Young, Mac Jones. I might even argue that Bryce Young is the best of the bunch, although an undeveloped product. What about for Ohio State? Who's Ohio State got? Give me a sec. I got pissed like a racehorse, but give me who Ohio State's got. All right, let me see what Sage has said. So, for Ohio State, we've got C.J. Stroud and Justin Fields. Okay. What about for Oregon, though, man? I'm really, I feel like what Oregon's doing right now, man, if I was a college kid and I had the opportunity, I'd be playing in Oregon, man. I'd be playing in fucking Oregon, man. These guys play fast. Herbert, Nix, Mariota played in 2 spots. Huh. Never mind. Okay. So Mariota put them on the map. I think he was 2015. Justin Herbert, he would have been, 2021, 2020, something like that. And then you got Nix. I gotta say, Sage, I like what Oregon's doing for quarterbacks, man. Mendoza might be the best quarterback from Indiana. Hey, man, we'll see. Who's this? What's his name again? His first name, Mendoza. Mendoza QB. Oh, he's for the Indiana Hoosiers. So he's not even from one of the prototypes that we usually follow. Oh, that's kind of interesting, actually. Huh. Just trying to see. Okay, so, I mean, they have different ratings. He's obviously peaked this year. Now, what you have to look at, too, I mean, the completion percentage is crazy, 72%. But if you look at his rating, now these are college ratings, 133 to 145 to 184. Now, those aren't NFL ones. It looks like he's still got one more year that he would have to forego to be a senior. So he's coming out a year early. So people might see that upside a little bit too. Okay, I can see what you're saying there. That if this guy is going to be the bee's knees, then yeah, you want to get out front of it a little bit. You're definitely going to want to get out front of it. I hope that the Titans make a trade. I like when the Titans are good, man. I've never had anything against the Titans, honestly. And I think the Titans need to fix so many different areas. I think the Titans, though, the first couple rounds, just focus on your offensive line. Don't, to quote Zoolander, don't be distracted by the beautiful celebrities. Take the motherfuckers that are good in the trenches. They're projectable. Whereas you take a wide receiver like Treylon Burks or whatever, who made a hell of a catch last night against Denver. Hell of a catch. But he hasn't done shit in his career. It's easier to project offensive line than it is to fucking project fucking wide receiver, in my opinion. I mean, I agree too. Best available is the best way to go. You need O-line, but you don't want to reach on it. But the thing is with offensive line, you're going to have to reach on it a little bit. Not at the top of the draft. Middle, late, in the first round, you're going to have to. Early, mid, you're going to have to reach on those guys a little bit. I just go two. I just take left, right, right two. You know what I mean? You're going to get some busts there too. The best team, in my opinion, and this is not me just, pumping the Green Bay Packers, but the best team that I've ever watched for drafting offensive linemen has been the Packers. They've taken some studs in the 4th, 5th, and even 6th rounds. But it depends. Can you develop them? You have to be able to develop them, man. You know what I mean? If you can develop them, sure. But if you can't, then you got to go for talent. Sage, look up some of these guys like T.J. Lang, Josh Sitton. Look up John Runyon. There's many others that are on our team right now. We took Rasheed Walker in the 7th round. We've taken so many motherfuckers late. We know offensive line. If there's one thing the Packers know, it's offensive line, it's wide receivers, and it's maintaining some quarterback stability too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't necessarily get some things right. Like, when we've drafted early for like a defensive lineman or a safety, we haven't always hit on that. So I can agree with what you're saying there, especially if you're looking at like a guard. If you're looking at a guard, like you can take that shit, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. You can do that. Now to hit on it for a tackle is hard, but you can. You absolutely can, man. But I think you got to keep your quarterback upright. So I don't know. It depends where it falls, because the The other position I would take if I was the Titans is probably like a defensive player that can get sacks. I think early on, defensive player that can get fucking sacks, man. That's another thing. You need that shit. You can never have too many pressures, too many sacks, etc., etc. J.C. Latham was drafted to be our savior at left tackle. He's at right tackle. He can't handle right tackle. For real? And he was drafted, 2-3 years ago, something like that? Oh. It was one of the ones that Callahan really liked. It's too bad you guys couldn't have got Joe Alt. But I think he went 5th overall or whatever, remember, to San Diego? Yeah. You got to get them right. At the worst case, if you draft someone that becomes a right tackle in the top 10 to 20, top 10, you need to make sure that they are at least an average player at that position, in my opinion. At least an average player. They're not going to get burnt, you know what I mean? But, Neighbors. Oh, they both went back to back. Joe Alt and Malik Neighbors went back to back. That's hard. That's the hard part about watching the draft sometimes, honestly. You guys said... I'm sorry. You guys could have took Brock Bowers. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to pick on you. Brock Bowers was one of those guys that everyone knew was going to be great at blocking and great at receiving. I remember that draft. There was no questions about Brock Bowers. It was maybe what team he's going to fall on. Wow. He should not have fallen. There were reports that the Chargers were going to use that 5th overall pick on him, wasn't there? Remember that 5th overall that was used on Joe Alt? They said they were going to use on Brock Bowers. Wow. Oh. I can't wait for draft, Sage. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun doing draft this year and actually being able to stream it, that sort of thing. Alt's legit, but man, holy shit. You have a guy like Brock Bowers, you got a blocker and a goddamn receiver all in one. That's what I like about when tight ends pan. But what's funny about Brock Bowers, nobody had any questions about him at all. Nobody questioned that this guy wasn't going to be amazing. You know what I mean? So I have no idea why he went 13. If you think about it, Colston Loveland this year, I think went number 9 to the Bears. He's not half the tight end that Brock Bowers was. And then trading back too, because trading back, in my opinion, I would be one of those GMs. I love Ted Thompson, rest his sweet soul. Ted Thompson was like me, trade back, gather a couple picks, gather some picks, and just the more and Brian Gutekunst is really good at it for the Packers as well. Just add as many picks as you can. So throw your fucking darts at the board as much times as you can. More of them's gonna stick, absolutely. And then if you can do it early, like you're saying, is okay. I can grab a superstar, and then maybe grab, a player that's better than a replacement player. Absolutely. Why the fuck wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Unbelievable. If Cam Ward, I agree though, because I say offensive line for Cam Ward, and he probably needs defense as well. He probably needs receivers as well. I don't know. Cam Ward, They're going to have to bring some motherfucking talent to this team. I assume that your cap space is right. I assume that you guys might be able to go out and throw $75 million down and get him some targets that way. I don't know. Because you're going to have like Romeo Dobbs, that sort of thing. There's a reason why Carthon lasted 1 year and Callahan's lasted a year and a few games. Go on, Sage. We're interested here. We got a conspiracy theory on the go. That's enough. Wait. We're not going to say that the Callahans who support Callahan's Auto Parts suck. We're not going to say that Carthon Auto Parts suck as well. We're not going to say they don't know what they're doing. We're going to show them some dignity, and we're going to show them a little class, Sage. Okay? Please. Pipe down over there in Kingston, man. These are our sponsors that you just called out. Do you know that? Callahan has been our sponsor since day one. So, I need to go to bat. They didn't fuck you. And if they did, you're going to have to sue them. We haven't had a left tackle who could block since Taylor Lewan. Taylor Lewan was good. I remember, though, I'm going to say it right now, motherfucker. I'm going to say it right now. Taylor Lewan was really good. He didn't quite live up to what he was, though. What he was supposed to be, in my opinion. Taylor Lewan, he wants to waltz around with a mustache, doing interviews. He didn't live up to what he was supposed to be, in my opinion. 6'8". He didn't do great. What? Correct me if I'm wrong, Sage. I could be. But I don't think he lived up to what he was supposed to be. Oh, this is bad news. Sidney Crosby is dead. Bad for you guys. Good for me. No, I don't know. I thought, did they move him to right? Was he good at left? Was he good at right? Where was he good at? Maybe I was reading... Because I was just reading reports. Okay. Maybe I was reading that people thought he'd be better at right tackle. I don't know. Oh, really? And I'm not allowed to go on to Yahoo. Yahoo's not letting me go on. I was going to cover Yahoo. Alright. Everyone, shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up, everyone! We've got an announcement to be made. Remember, Sage, I want to say one thing right now, and this kind of contributes to your argument earlier as well. David Bakhtiari, do you know what round we took him in? Now, his career got short due to injuries as well. But David Bakhtiari, he was a 4th round draft pick. And he was, when Laramie Tunsil was good, he was better for the most part. So I agree. You can find these guys deep in the draft. You don't have to reach. I do agree with you there. Now, we do have to go over OJ's Juicery. We are entering the last week of OJ's Juicery. Entering the last week, you've got some motherfucker. I don't know who he is. He's a stallion. He looks like a hot rod. His name is Fourth Quarter Steven. Wins 1 by 1. We multiply by 4. 414 to 280.84 against hard counter net. Does not give a shit. Joe Burrow coming back has brought me a lot of spiritual success, and I don't want to cry, But I thank you for giving me Joe Burrow, my boy, my golden boy. We won. We put up 414. I don't think anyone else has put up 414 this year. Thank you very much. You got Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts ending a 10-game win streak against Patchwork Pigskins. 273.5 to 250. Not a very high scoring game, but the defenses were in check and they locked down like Darrelle Revis on fucking, I don't know, Hayward Bay. Deflate these balls, deflated his own balls, got beat by butt fumble safety 292 to 244. It is between me, myself, and butt fumble safety in the finals, although we don't play each other. And then TD's in your face 298 over top Tim Tebow's Bible Club 254. It's going to be a great week here. It's always a great week. I have a few ways to get into the playoffs. All I really need to do is if I beat the shit out of my fucking girl and I fucking take her out, I make the playoffs. That's the way I see this shit. I just need to fucking Ray Ricer, take her into an elevator, punch her the fuck out, and I win. And that's all there is to it. Let's check the comments here, ladies and gentlemen. No one cares about fourth quarter. Steven, okay. Next week has big implications. Me versus Dan. Winner gets first round bye. It's a big game. And then Steven needs to win to keep in the playoff race. Says, you know what? I've never missed the playoffs. And you know what? I'm getting excited right now. I'm getting fucking very aroused. Very excited. But you know what? It's like one and done just to get into the show. Because I think I just showed you guys, okay, I could be dangerous. I could be dangerous. I can knock your fucking head off with a fucking right hook, in a way, if I get in. 413 points? 413 points, motherfucker? Are you fucking kidding me? That's a lot of fucking points, man. I don't think it's going to happen this week, but I'm just saying, you know, that's a lot of fucking points, man. So we enter the final week for OJ's Juicery. We're excited. But maybe I overachieved a little too soon. Overachieved. I've got Saquon Barkley and A.J. Brown on my team. And you want to talk about overachieved, Sage? Are you fucking me right now? Are you fucking me? Is this the Catholic Church? Are you fucking me like the Catholic fucking Church? Don't answer that. Sage, that Montgomery thing, though, for real? Imagine if that Montgomery touchdown never happened earlier in the year, Sage. It'd be pretty good shape. We'd be in pretty good shape. It doesn't matter, Sage. It's like you wouldn't understand. You wouldn't understand the aristocrats that go on. You're just a fucking troll. You're just a troll. And I'm just paying the troll toll every fucking time we talk. So, go to hell. You know what? You know who you remind me of? You remind me of Yahoo. Just a not superior gasoline. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. That was too far. That was too far, Sage. You know what? It was kind of funny. At the start of the stream, fuck you. Fuck you. So, but I will stick to it. If the Blue Jays sign Tucker and Bo Bichette, both you and Corpsto will win. Was it 125 or 150? You guys will get 150. I'll give you 150. If they sign both, I'll actually probably give you guys $250 each. And that's it. No one else came. $250. You're gonna call me out to an MMA fight, and you think that makes me want to come out there? If you said, "Hey, let's go to Pizza Delight, let's have a fucking donair," then yeah, I'd be right there. You know, I'd be stomping my fucking foot to the goddamn pedal, and I'd be right there right away. I'm not coming out to goddamn Ontario to do an MMA fight for fucking free. All right, I mean, if there's millions and millions of Thunderites, you know, either way, if I get my ass knocked out, we're going to make money. We're going to make money. We get donairs after. You know what? Whoever knocks one or the other out has to feed the other man a donair. Because if I get knocked out, you know, I kind of want some of that treatment. Just force feed that donair in. You know that I'll suffocate that donair. Oh my god! All right, guys, this is too crazy. Jesus Christ! But Sage, pay attention to the quarterback situation because I do think it's interesting, and I do think it's something we're going to cover, you know, for the next few months. So pay attention to it. I'm gonna go though. I gotta keep this fire strong, and we'll be back at it tomorrow, motherfuckers. Have a good night, guys.